Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about how people, beings, and entities choose their words very wisely. Especially once they're past a certain part in their journey, you know what I'm saying? I know for a lot of us, we allow people, once they get to a certain age, to skate and slide right past certain things, to be able to blurt certain words out and be belligerent, or just be really unproductive and not as healthy as they possibly can be using their throat chakra, and that's not to go for the special cases when somebody done punched you in your face and you're trying to figure out how to respond properly and manage your energy and all that shit. We're not talking about the special cases. There are a lot of special cases out here. Some people are born with 6 fingers on one hand. Some people are born with 6 fingers, 6 toes on one foot, Those are special cases, and I don't take nothing away from those special cases. But what I like to do is address the predominant base, the majority. And the majority is, it's a lot of manipulation going on the higher and higher you go up. Because it becomes no longer a miscommunication or not understanding or overstanding. And the sooner you can get the grasp of that, the easier you can put these up to start protecting yourself. So I had a conversation with somebody recently, and when people say certain things, let's say you said a sentence, right? A 10-word sentence. One of those words, you did a really good job at attaching your energy to it, so it stuck out to me. And I also resonated, and if it didn't resonate, I felt that energy connected to that word. So that word stood out of that whole 10-word sentence. You know what I'm saying? So communicating with somebody, they had said a whole paraphrase. They said some shit. One part of what they said stuck out. I chose not to ask or try to interpret it at that time. I left it alone, dealt with it in here myself, because I'm a teacher. That's what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to go around dropping my shit on everybody. When I get around other beings who can manage a little bit more, or if I'm in a space to where, all right, this being is gonna be my tree for the day. I just need to vocalize this outwardly and then circulate it back around so I can continue going forward about my day. That's different. But these beings will say shit, and then they will make it seem as if you have a bad job or having a bad time recollecting what was actually said, even though you are grown enough, old enough, mature enough, and wise enough, and your memory is excellent to where you don't have these mishaps with, you said wall socket yesterday and now you telling me you said outlet. Wall socket is very precise than outlet. But when it's not the same situation happening, they're allowed to try to hit you with the Nelson Mandela effect. And if you don't know what the Nelson Mandela effect is, that's when when a situation happens one way, some time passes and then they rewrite it or manipulate the situation or the experience in the spiritual realm to make you believe that it was happening differently, or you're going to interpret it differently than what had happened. So with the Nelson Mandela, most of us understood that they got rid of Nelson in jail. But the new generation had this understanding that he got released from jail and he died when he was free. So you have these two, that's what we call the Nelson Mandela effect, is the manipulation. And of course, we have an evil system in charge, so why wouldn't they use that? So you have to understand, if the demons on the higher levels are doing this shit, what do you think the lower level demons are doing? They're all fighting for power and control because their ass is too damn weak to build it up themselves. So they're trying to figure out, who the fuck can I steal, manipulate, dominate, intimidate them into giving me their special sauce, their energy, their value. What makes them them. And That is the whole purpose of these manipulation tactics when you're communicating outwardly and people are just really manipulative. If you know you have an excellent memory, don't allow these witchy motherfuckers to detour you or to have you second guessing something that naturally flows to you. That adds a whole lot more pressure. I know what I heard this day. So now that this person is bringing the situation back up the next day, they thought that I wasn't going to remember. So I asked them about this statement right here. And now they're, oh no, you heard it wrong. Oh no, it wasn't said that way. I know what I said. Clearly, on a percentage scale, this person is always a shitty communicator. So why would I believe them on a higher end percentage of the scale? I wouldn't. I would trust my intuition and my sensory more than this being's right here. I don't give a damn if you want to put us right here. I know the work I put in, so I don't like putting everybody right here. I don't, and I will not. If you was out there busting your ass way harder than your neighbor to motherfucking heal and help other people, I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh yeah, y'all two are equal. No, you are not. You're not. That's why you're working harder for more privileges and benefits for your team. If it's rankings on the good team and the bad team, why the fuck would a soldier get the same benefits as a lieutenant or a fucking captain? You don't. Don't be stupid about it, all right? We don't have to walk around being arrogant or egotistical about it, but you be factual. I'm not gonna look at myself and this other being who's not grinding and putting in the work the way I am and sit there and say, oh no, we're equal. No, that's the manipulation tactic of the opposition. We have the same vessels. You had the same opportunity and you didn't fucking use it properly. I don't give a damn what your background was. We all have fucked backgrounds. Most of us. If you had money, you was getting emotionally, spiritually neglected. You know what I'm saying? I know a bunch of buddies who was raised with money and they still was missing a whole bunch of shit. Then I know a whole bunch of beings who wasn't raised with the best financial situation. And you know what? They still in the same place as the motherfuckers with the money. Don't allow this witchy ass system to allow these beings who are in real lifetime near you working the same shit that they're doing on a higher up level. What we see the children do, the little humans, they're doing what adults do, just on a different level. You see kids run off and start gossiping and talking and sneaking about each other. You see them play basketball games or football games together, or building Lego blocks or clubhouses and tree houses together and shit. Same thing adults do. So you have to understand that this shit is a war. It's an all-out war, man. It's an all-out war. So instead of me putting myself in a space of being like, oh yeah, you're right, I could have remembered that wrong. Why? There is a small possibility that I could have remembered it wrong, because everything is on a percentage scale. But when I look at this motherfucker fruits and I look at my motherfucking fruits, I trust my motherfucking fruits way more. It's been way more weird with these situations over here. So that would lead me to believe, this is another tactic right here. Because why else would I bring up something like this when I don't really have a reason to, just to be dishonest about it? That's not how we carry ourselves. That's not how we communicate outward. That's not how we vibrate. If anything, we put more pressure and feel guilty on us because we spoke something that was too honest. We're like, maybe I shouldn't have said nothing, you know? But at the end of the day, that's us. We're just honest beings. And then sometimes you have some other situations where you just know how to shut the fuck up. Like I was just explaining this one. I knew it was a witchy tactic being deployed. So instead of me engaging emotionally the way they would like it, first thing in the AM, I just don't engage. And the thing is, they had the audacity to make a smart ass comment like, I choose to be in that energy and deal with that shit. And I said, you right, motherfucker. You disgusting witch. You're right. You're right. I do choose to. The same way I chose to with my ex. And I learned and I got better. So when I got to my BM, I knew better. And I learned and I put myself in that situation. I learned and I got better again. So when the last person tried to slide in the picture, they didn't even get nowhere near the same benefits as these two right here. And I was way more alert and weird. And with this one being in the picture, it's still, they are still less privileged than these ones because I am too sharp now. So when they say things like that, like, oh, well, yeah, you choose to. Yeah, bitch, I'm a teacher and I understand that my position has changed and it's grown. Each different being that's been in your position. The same thing you're saying, that's what the last one was saying. So for me, I don't play it for the vessel, I play it for the spiritual energy. And it's only being played because a lot of these motherfuckers ain't even honest out here. You get about 30% honesty. 40 is the max that the witchy team can give you. 40, and that's like if they're not trying to be extremely harmful. When they're trying to be harmful, oh, they're going to give you 110% honesty of how they feel, and they will express it to you in the right way, and they will use their words properly, and you won't be misconstrued. So that's what we got to understand is, man, when people are using these magical spells and blurting shit out and saying shit, especially if they of a certain age, if they not of that certain age, we all have these. So what you have in that, you tell them to type that question in YouTube. I don't say you Google because Google is one company source. YouTube is multiple energies, multiple spirits that you can get the information from. Fuck Google. Go to YouTube. This is just a third party connection right here. It's like you wouldn't be mad at the car. Car's a third party. You could use your fucking legs. Don't be mad at the camera. Don't be mad at YouTube. Use it. Use it. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't want to run it up too long. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful of these witches out here, and they will try to twist up your memory bank. You knew how things were communicated a certain way. You know that you're an excellent communicator. You know that you always look for clarity when you communicate. You know that you are very straightforward when you communicate. You know that you don't like confusion when you communicate. So don't allow these motherfuckers to put you in that space. You know what I'm saying? Or have you second guessing the information that your team is giving you. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know what our team is saying. Peace and love to the Keys and Queens.